Hello, how are you?
I'm in the business.
It's very nice to see you. Hello, how are you? Very nice. Good to see you. You too, buddy.
Are you up to date on the news on Barron Trump? In that case, settle in for the lowdown. Barron Trump has a terrible time escaping the limelight because he is the son of Donald Trump, the president-elect of the USA. Still, up until this point, he has avoided the spotlight really successfully. His imposing stature and magnetic charisma have just gone viral online.
I'm sure he has already so many toys, but maybe what's his favorite toy?
Let's play drums.
You want to have drums? What you will have for a birthday?
The sudden influx of fans has sparked speculation about Barron's private life, which had hitherto remained out of the public eye. Is there a reason for the unexpected surge of interest? Barron Trump, where is he now? For what reason is Barron Trump causing such a stir online? The fact that Barron Trump has kept his private life out of the limelight for so long, particularly after becoming an adult, has piqued the interest of the internet in discussing his life, which is just as fascinating as discussing the lives of other famous children. Although he keeps to himself in public, his towering stature above his father, reportedly 6 feet 3 inches, makes him impossible to overlook. I mean, Barron's 6 feet 9 inches is sure to captivate everyone who sees him. Yeah, it totally isn't me. Freshman Barron Trump of New York University recently became an internet sensation when a video of him gushing about a fancy briefcase from his youth went viral. In instance, there's a tape of him interviewing American novelist and TV broadcaster Larry King with his parents when he's 4 years old. In an alternate scene, a small Barron says to King, "I like my suitcase," using an accent that resembles his mother's Slovenian. Everyone on the internet was going crazy over this touching moment, and the music was remixed and used on TikTok more than 100,000 times in videos featuring celebrities like Paris Hilton clutching or wheeling their bags. But there's more to the recent buzz than that. Perhaps this large glass of water is appreciating his blatantly political side. Barron stayed much in the background in contrast to his half-siblings Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka, Eric, and Tiffany, all of whom have become political consultants. He did more than just advise his father on his re-election. He also helped spread his reputation outside politics, which was a giant leap forward. You may be asking how on earth he accomplished this. His youth gives him a leg up when it comes to connecting with the youth vote, especially the Generation Zers who are pivotal to today's political campaigns. Barron suggested that Joe Rogan and other famous streamers and podcasters make appearances so that their dad may achieve this goal. The action undoubtedly boosted Trump's campaign by exposing him to a wider audience. Barron's political pursuits have Melania Trump, who is herself deeply active in politics, very proud. He is an adult young man, she told Fox News. His intelligence, especially in the realm of politics, and his counsel to his father are things of which I am immensely pleased. Her son was very vocal behind the scenes of the campaign, and he understands his generation, she continued. That's the proud mother supporting her son. Barron, the youngest son of the president, is attracting more attention. Ever since he turned 18, the internet has been obsessed with the 6 foot 9 inch Manhattan elite. This could be due to his relatability as a reserved young man, in contrast to his father, who is notoriously divisive in politics and popular culture. Given Barron's recent political involvement, it's reasonable to assume that the teen is going to follow in his father's footsteps, but that's not the case. A political debut was rejected by Barron. As the son of a political figure, most people expected Barron to become a politician himself. Arrangements were made for his first political debut, but the teen's response came as a shock to many. Having been selected to serve as one of the at-large delegates for the Florida Republican Party at the Republican National Convention in July 2024, Barron would have made his political debut, but he chose to decline the offer. The expectations were for him to join his father and siblings as part of the Florida delegation, but the teen had other plans. Just days after the announcement, Barron decided to withdraw from this role, and a statement from Melania Trump's office said he declined the offer due to prior commitments. This decision was mostly because he wanted to stay away from the spotlight. Regardless, he did go to his father's first campaign rally in July, showing his support for the president-elect. Following Donald's victory over Vice President Kamala Harris, Barron was on stage for his father's victory speech, in which the president-elect thanked his children. Many questioned Barron's decision to step back from politics, but he has his mother Melania's support and is determined to pursue his own career path. In contrast, Barron's siblings are heavily involved in politics and have played more prominent roles in their father's political endeavors. Ivanka Trump was a senior advisor in the Trump administration with her husband Jared Kushner, while Donald Jr. and Eric have been familiar faces in the family. Now that we're in the future, it's quite evident that Barron is leaning more into politics following his statement and advice to his father during his campaign. Who knows what teenagers are thinking these days? All we can do is hope he takes that huge step into politics like the rest of his family. That would be heartwarming. As a result, this appears to be a family affair. As interesting as it is to learn about Barron Trump's activities in detail, the real question is, what is the 18-year-old doing now? After all, that is why you came across this video today. Where is Barron Trump now? Well, controversy ensued, and things didn't look good for Barron Trump. Despite the fact that he is loved by many for his calm personality and towering stature, there have been rumors and speculations about his life, mostly due to his low public profile. One of the most notable controversies and speculations involves the belief that Barron is autistic. Yes, you read it correctly. People think he displays behaviors that are clearly associated with autism. This surprising speculation about the teen gained traction in 2016 during the Republican National Convention, when a video suddenly began to circulate that attempted to suggest that Barron is on the spectrum. People were watching closely to observe the teen, and they were rightfully so. For the most part, Barron avoided the spotlight and rarely made public appearances. His reserved personality and fleeting moments of seeming disengaged have prompted speculation about his social interactions and communication style, which are often linked to autism spectrum disorders. The proliferation of social media has only served to fuel this speculation, with various platforms providing fertile ground. Comedian Rosie O'Donnell stoked the fires of controversy by sharing a video about Barron on X, where she tweeted, "Is Barron Trump autistic?" before deleting the tweet. In that case, what a fantastic chance to raise awareness about the autism epidemic. Now, I'm not saying that Rosie didn't likely just share and tweet about the video in an apparent sympathetic manner, claiming it was a chance to highlight the autism spectrum. Regardless, the video caused a social media frenzy. Nevertheless, Barron's mother, Melania, was not pleased by the unexpected attention Rosie brought to the Trump doorstep. In her memoir, Melania accused Rosie of being malicious and uninterested in sharing autism knowledge. Melania further accused Rosie of attacking Barron as a means to express her dislike for her husband, Donald Trump. As the ship continued to sink, Melania expressed her outrage at Rosie's cruelty in writing about the issue with her son. "I could see she wasn't trying to get others to pay attention to autism. There is nothing shameful about autism," she noted, "but Barron is not autistic. I felt that she was attacking my son because she didn't like my husband." O'Donnell's tweet hinted otherwise. To address the issue first, she debunked every speculation about her son's health. She stated that he isn't autistic and that her son had faced bullying both physically and online as a result of the rumors, especially those stemming from Rosie O'Donnell's erroneous tweet. She also talked about how deeply affected she is by it, especially since it took an emotional toll on her son, Barron. Even though Melania defended her son, which every mother would do, and went on to debunk the speculations about him being autistic, there are many what-ifs hanging loosely at the end of the rope. What if there's the slightest chance, even the tiniest, that Barron is autistic, and the family decided to keep it all a secret? Well, I guess we will never know. While this might be a hard pill to swallow for the policy on immigration, let me give you the summary of what happened. This time, it's about Barron's citizenship status, which is rather shocking, especially considering that his father was the president of the U.S. while the accusations were circulating. The issue of Barron Trump's citizenship became a subject of controversy and speculation as a result of his father, Donald Trump's immigration policies. Barron, who was born on March 20, 2006 in New York City, is a citizen of the United States by birthright under the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, which grants citizenship to anyone born on American soil. This has been a part of the United States Constitution for a long time, until Donald Trump decided to introduce a new concept. During his 2016 presidential campaign, Trump decided to focus on the need to alter birthright citizenship. He He called for the interpretation of the 14th Amendment that would deny citizenship to babies born in the United States whose parents were not citizens or legal residents. He said, "On day one of my new term in office, I will sign an executive order making clear to federal agencies that, going forward, the future children of illegal aliens will not receive automatic United States citizenship." While campaigning for this, he likely overlooked the numerous ways it could impact his son Barron, whose mother allegedly did not become a U.S. citizen until 3 months after Barron was born. The campaign of Trump enraged those it might affect, leading to debates and controversies. Some even found a way to implicate Barron. One commentator asked, would his own son be affected if Trump's policies were enacted? This question escalated the problem, and many began to investigate the possibility. Some critics made it a point to discuss Melania Trump's citizenship. According to their findings, Melania wasn't a U.S. citizen when Barron was born, which could affect Barron's citizenship as well if they were to adhere to Donald Trump's CA. Nevertheless, this speculation was quickly dispelled by legal experts who swiftly clarified the entire situation. As far as immigration attorneys and constitutional law experts are concerned, Barron Trump is undeniably a citizen of the United States under the 14th Amendment. This is because he was born on U.S. soil. Neither of his parents had diplomatic immunity when he was born, and even if he were born abroad, he would still qualify for citizenship through his father, Donald Trump. Melania Trump indirectly touched on the situation when she voiced her frustration with her family being used as a political football. She said, "It's not fair for my son to be dragged into this." Barron Trump had to cope with health and citizenship scandals, but he also had to deal with potentially fatal problems. The follower of Barron Trump. Although the Trump family lives a life of luxury, they are easy targets for danger. A few years ago, that danger came knocking on Barron Trump's door. Did you know that he had a stalker when he was 17 years old? We thought you should know. The teenager had dealt with stalkers for years, but this one was beyond him. In March 2023, 41-year-old social studies teacher Tracy Marie Florenza was accused of stalking Barron Trump at school and making threats against him and his father, former President Donald Trump. As the situation unfolded, it became obvious that Tracy had a history of harassing people associated with Barron's school, Oxbridge Academy in Florida. Initially in March, before she began to stalk the teenager, Florenza was spotted outside Oxbridge Academy and was recognized by one of the security guards as a known stalker of high-profile students. They called the police. Upon their arrival, she claimed she came to the school to have a conversation with the headmaster about her own investigation into whether Barron was in school. Well, law enforcement did not buy her story, but they issued her a warning for trespassing. They also threatened to arrest her if they spotted her anywhere near Barron's school. Later that day, the Secret Service found her at a gas station and escorted her to her hotel, but all threats were ignored as she proceeded with her initial plans just a few months later. She began by confronting the school's headmaster via email, threatening to terminate Donald Trump Sr. and Barron Trump at any opportunity I get. I will defend myself by shooting Barron Trump and his father in the head. These events occurred in May and June, and the use of aggressive language indicated that Florenza intended to do harm. Well, the cops caught up with her right when she was about to make her threats a reality. A maximum penalty of 5 years is possible for the federal accusations that she faced after her arrest in June 2023, communicating threats to take a life or inflict affliction. Prosecutors maintained during her incarceration that she was a genuine danger to the public. As anticipated, Florenza's legal team had to blame her mental illness for her client's actions, claiming that her client posed no actual danger to others and that no harm had been done. At this point, a tremendous shift occurred. In the middle of court hearings, Florenza made an absurd assertion, saying that evil actors were attacking her as she tried to alert her parents to a threat at school. Several times throughout the hearing, she lost her composure, shook her head wildly, and even addressed the court despite her attorney's repeated pleas that she calm down. This is completely ridiculous, but what if it was a calculated attempt to evade jail? Donald Trump, she said throughout the hearing, is the head of a pedophile network, and the government monitored her former Chicago kids and subjected them to remote personal stimulation. The federal accusations against Florenza are likely to have her extradited to Florida, regardless of her outburst. Put the scandals and stalkers aside for a second and consider Barron's ability. which he likely received from his mom. Is it anything you can identify? Barron speaks more than one language. I am astounded by Barron's superpower, his remarkable talent for picking up new languages with ease. He has an incredible lexicon even at an early age. Additionally, he had a natural talent for languages, which sparked his interest in learning more than one tongue. It has always been a priority for Donald Trump to ensure that his children are bilingual, with a focus on English and French. Barron, who was the youngest of his siblings, picked up more than 2 languages at a young age. He caught up on French like his brothers and was proficient in Slovene, his mother's language, by the time he was 3 years old. He was also fluent in English. By the time he was 9 years old, he had mastered his mother tongue and was able to converse freely in Slovenian with his maternal grandparents. Melania Barron talked about her son's amazing talents in an interview with People magazine. Additionally, she made it clear that she and her husband had agreed on the appropriate words for their kid to use in public. In my view, the ability to speak more than one language is a distinct advantage, but when you arrive in the United States, English becomes your first language, she stated. Melania spoke about her son's trilingual skills and Slovenian heritage during an interview on Joy Behar's show in 2011. As he makes his way through his time at NYU, Barron's linguistic abilities have garnered widespread attention. The future holds no telling how many languages this brilliant young man will learn. Regarding Barron's academic trajectory, it appears that the youngster may enter the corporate world rather than his father's political career. He would probably go into business for himself, given his family's history of success in that field. Nevertheless, given the limited information available about his professional background, our only option is to observe his adult life as he carves out his own unique trajectory. Team Business has my whole support, though. What do you believe Barron Trump's job options are? Do you have an opinion on the scandals that have rocked his life? Please tell us in the space provided. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel and click the next video button. You won't want to miss a thing.